Hello everyone, so I was commissioned to create an illustration of Shinoa Hiragi from Owari no Seraph. I'm starting here with just the initial sketch, and at first I wanted her seated, but then I decided a standing pose would be better. The purple in the background is just for me to know where the active area is for the illustration. Since I was making a bookmark, I couldn't really fit her huge scythe in a 2x6 frame without making her really small. So I was going to send the full illustration as well as the cropped bookmark illustration to the person who commissioned it. So right now I just switched from Photoshop to Illustrator. Illustrator is a vector program. It's faster for me to go through lining the art this way than using the Photoshop brushes, just because I like maneuvering points rather than erasing and redrawing lines. Also, I used to pay for the Adobe Cloud subscription, and so at that point I just got used to switching from Photoshop to Illustrator, because why not use it if you have it? Yeah, and the new laptops that it's not new, it's used, but it came with a few Adobe CS6 programs, including Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator, which is why I got it, so that I wouldn't have to pay for the cloud subscription every month. Yeah, so initially I had a really bad reference to create the scythe, and at some point I just got fed up with it, found a better reference, and just traced it. Just because the details of the scythe are an important part of this illustration and her character, because that's what makes her, unique. As far as I know, I haven't actually seen the show. So the good thing about Adobe Illustrator is that the lines that you make aren't pixels, so you can resize it. You can blow up the lines that you made to any size, and that's what I did here. It was really small, but I blew it up for an 8.5 by 11 size canvas at 300 dpi. Of course, I shrank it at the end after I cropped it back down to 2x6 for the bookmark illustration. This part isn't particularly entertaining. I don't do anything fancy with the colors. I start with the base color and then from there decide what I want to do with my light source, which is probably a huge time waster. I know people who paint tend to block in the colors immediately from the start. I don't do that, and it probably would save me some time if I did. If you see on the right all the layers, what I do is all that gray that you saw is all on one layer, and it just covers the entire character, and then I clip layers above it so that those, when I color over it, the colors don't exceed the gray blob. Yeah, if that makes sense. And then so for each element really has its own layer. I have a separate layer for the skin, hair, the black for the clothes, and then the details all have separate layers, so like the yellow on her belt and the green on her clothes are all on one layer, just because they're different elements and there's enough space between them that I can color things without the color spreading to the other details. Anyway, moving on, I'm finally getting to the shading. And this part, I colored the hair more meticulously than I usually would. Usually it's very basic, flat coloring. This one I use like 4 slightly different tones. Oh, and if you see my color swatches over on the left, those are the Pantone colors, the CMYK colors. And I'm already working in a CMYK document profile, but just so that I don't accidentally use any RGB colors, since this is going to be printed, I replaced my swatches with the Pantone colors. Now I'm just going through some basic shading. I saved the axe for last just because, or the scythe for last, because I cared about it the least. This last part I don't do with all of my illustrations, but I like how it looks. I just color over the line art, so that instead of being a pure black, it's a darker color of the base color. And then here we go with the scythe. I made the scythe a blacker black than her clothes. Her clothes are actually more of like a dark, like brown, reddish color, which will be more clear when I put in a different background. And I did that on purpose because I wanted to make the black scythe stand out more. Okay, so now I'm going in and trying to make a background. I don't usually go in and do this, but I don't know, I wanted to do a better job on this illustration than other ones. So I tried to do a curved, like, street thing, and those are the street lamps that for some reason I forgot to color in light at the end. So now she's on a road full of street lamps that are not lit. Clouds. Just going in and adding like stars now and making everything darker and adding some more purple so she doesn't stand out so much. And then so she does stand out without looking weird, I added like moonbeam lights, which probably don't work well with the shading that I gave her, but I liked it. And then I went ahead and saved like 3 different versions, the full size and 2 different bookmark versions, one at like the 3x11 that it was at, and then another at the 2x6. Well, and that is everything. So if you guys have any questions, I feel like I could have said more, but I'm just not very articulate. But if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Just leave them in the comments or contact me on any of my social media pages and refer to this video. And that is everything. So thanks for watching. Bye.